Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Mary Lee. It's good to have you with us. Coming up in today's program, team of doctors in Taiwan are safeguarding the health of Taiwan foreign labor workers. Also in Taiwan, Jinsi Abode Masters are teaching the volunteers how to assemble red envelopes of wisdom and blessings. And in Malaysia, students are saving a handful of rice each day to donate for fundraising efforts. In Taiwan, as education levels are high, there seems to be a loss of people to do hard labor work. Thus, the importing of foreign laborers are plentiful to fill that void, from factory workers to household maids. Those foreign labor workers end up working 6 days a week, which makes seeing a doctor difficult as clinics are usually closed on Sundays. Therefore, Team of Doctors and New Taipei City Labor Affairs Department held a joint free clinic on October 7th in hopes of providing better medical service for overseas workers.
Wendy is an overseas worker who has worked in Taiwan for 4 years. Thanks to the free clinic held by Tima, she finally has a chance to treat her muscle aches and undergo a thorough checkup.
I have a dental problem and muscle aches. I also want to get a gynecological checkup. As this is my first time to do a thorough examination, I hope it's helpful.
To look after over 60,000 foreign laborers' physical and emotional health, the Labor Affairs Department of New Taipei City works with Tima to hold 5 free clinics every year.
We find that some foreign workers will avoid seeing doctors because of language barriers. Here, there's no such a problem. They normally suffer from dental problems, insomnia, or muscle aches and pains. Tzu Chi can provide them all with excellent medical service.
To meet their patients' needs, Tima provides several types of medical service. The medical staff's careful treatment also touches the foreign workers' employers.
I am happy to see that Tzu Chi is holding a free clinic for those overseas workers so that they can get some basic checkups like taking blood pressure. They can follow up on their health conditions, and thus we employers can be less worried about their health.
Leaving their hometown for Taiwan, these foreign workers have sacrificed their time with families to be here. However, the care and love from Tima volunteers make them feel like they are at home once again.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Taiwan continue to clean up after the effects of Typhoon Saola in Wuliao Borough of Sanxia District. As Tzu Chi volunteers visit the affected households, the borough chief reported on a stroke victim who needed help. Volunteers and the borough chief decided to help by first cleaning up his home. Tzu Chi volunteers are helping care recipient Mr. Zhong wash his body. Over 50 volunteers come to help clean up his house. First, they move the filthy furniture outside. And then they clean up all the garbage in the house. Every volunteer has their own task to work on. Some are responsible for cleaning the furniture outside.
Initially, I was surprised to see his messy home and felt sad for him. There's no one to take care of him, and he cannot move around easily. Therefore, we should help out. Seeing the volunteers' devotion, Mr. Zhong's neighbors are moved to join the volunteers. The borough chief feels relieved to see so many volunteers come to help.
He cannot move around easily and has some mental issues. Thank you, Tzu Chi, for helping Mr. Zhong clean up. He's grateful to have you wash his body and happy to see so many people.
The
volunteers' care and love has made the house sparkle like new, a gesture that has touched Mr. Zhong deeply.
Also in Taiwan, a Penghu Tzu Chi Care recipient was left paralyzed after a car accident when he was 15. Upon hearing that his electronic bed was broken, Tzu Chi volunteers contacted the Assistive Technology Resource Center to acquire a new bed, after which they helped transport and assemble the new bed, relieving the family of the financial burden.
32-year-old Mr. Tsai was left paralyzed following a car accident 17 years ago. Since then, he has had to rely on his parents to look after him.
I asked the Tzu Chi sisters if they can get us a new electronic bed. With it, he can eat by himself, and we just need to put a napkin around his neck.
Upon hearing of Mrs. Tsai's wish, Tzu Chi volunteers contacted the Assistive Technology Resource Center to apply for an electronic bed, after which they helped transport and assemble it.
Tzu Chi volunteers always speak kind words to him and ask him not to call his parents' names, but to be a good boy.
Since Mr. Tai had a car accident, Tzu Chi volunteers have cared for him and helped him receive medical treatment. They also have provided Mr. and Mrs. Tai with emotional support.
As we are approaching the end of the new year, Jingse Boat Masters are visiting Tzu Chi grounds in Taiwan to teach volunteers how to fold the red envelopes of wisdom and blessing that will be given to Tzu Chi members in the coming up new year. As always, each part of the envelope is full of meaning, and this year the assembly is more detailed than ever. However, volunteers are not disheartened by the extra effort and still eagerly gather to assemble the envelopes.
Here in Tainan, everyone listens intently to the Jingse Boat Master's explanation on how to fold the red envelopes line by line. The folds form the platform on which the Enlightened One stands on.
Mount Meru has many layers, so when we make it, we have to be careful, so our movements have to be small and humble. We have to pay special attention as to not create folds where there shouldn't be any.
In the past, the red envelopes took Tzu Chi volunteers nearly 2 months to assemble fully. Teachers and staff from the Tainan Tzu Chi School also volunteer to help each year.
Next month, when we bring the students here, they will be able to receive wisdom and blessings like us.
In the process of folding the red envelopes, we learn how to be careful and put our hearts in our work. The red envelopes are no longer something that Master Zheng Yan hands to us, as we are now part of the blessings.
The Jingse Boat Master also visited Santong Tzu Chi grounds to teach volunteers there how to assemble the red envelopes.
These envelopes are to be given to our Tzu Chi members, and the assembling this year is a bit more detailed, so we need to be extra careful to make sure they are presentable and pretty.
Each year, the red envelopes have a theme. This year, besides featuring the platform on which the Enlightened One stands on, volunteers also need to add a coin and seeds.
Previously, when I received the red envelope, it was just an item. But today, after joining in the assembly of them, I know the meaning behind each section and what Master Zheng Yan wishes to pass on to us. So when you receive this, it should be treasured.
In putting together the envelope, I was able to calm my heart. Besides gaining serenity, I was also able to create blessings. It was wonderful.
A finished envelope shows the Enlightened One standing among the Milky Way. Every volunteer treasures the opportunity to assemble the red envelopes, as it not only creates blessings for oneself but also for others.
In celebration of Taiwan's Double 10 national holiday, the Tokyo Chinese School in Japan held a street fair where Tzu Chi volunteers were invited to join. This year, volunteers prepared a sign language performance, a photography exhibition, and of course, Taiwanese snacks to bring a little bit of home cooking to their fairgoers.
In Japan, here at the Tokyo Chinese School, Tzu Chi volunteers show photographs depicting the disaster relief work in the wake of Japan's 3/11 earthquake.
What I see in these pictures is not only Tzu Chi's relief work, but also my impression of the Tzu Chi volunteers and their willingness to unify and do so much. I have great respect for them.
Tzu Chi volunteers work together to perform scenes of the play, describing the treacherous journey taken by Venerable Jian Zhen.
I can't see what's behind me, but when I hear the footsteps, I know what step they are all doing. I couldn't do it without everyone working together.
At the street fair, Tzu Chi volunteers meticulously prepare Taiwanese snacks to bring a piece of home to those who live so far away.
Moving to Malaysia, in Penang, Tzu Chi Care recipient Huang Ya-zhou passed away this September. Although he is not in this world anymore, his spirit of filial piety will live on in the minds of Tzu Chi volunteers. Huang Ya-zhou was a visually impaired care recipient who had undergone kidney dialysis since 2006. However, his condition did not discourage him from taking on the responsibility of caring for his 80-year-old mother.
The affection between Huang Ya-zhou and his mother touches the Tzu Chi volunteers. Following his mother's accident last year, visually impaired Huang Ya-zhou started to take care of her.
I help my mother change her diapers and feed her. I should be filial to my mother.
Although Mr. Huang is visually impaired, he still takes on the responsibility for caring for his mother. It reminds me of my grandmother. Though she's not around, I will keep on being filial to my grandparents and parents.
It is difficult for Huang Ya-zhou to clean up his home. Tzu Ching's and Tzu Chi volunteers come to help.
I'm happy to have Tzu Chi volunteers and Tzu Chins help me clean up. I'm really thankful and welcome your coming.
Unfortunately, Huang Ya-zhou passed away this September. As Tzu Chi volunteers see him off on his last journey, his filial piety will live forever in the minds of the volunteers.
The story of a handful of rice from Myanmar, where a farmer saved a handful of rice each day to help out others in need, has spread to the Tzu Chi kindergarten in Penang, Malaysia. In the same spirit, the school has asked parents to donate a handful of rice each day to go towards raising funds for Tzu Chi's dialysis clinic and education centers.
In 2008, Cyclone Nargis caused extensive damage to rice farming in Myanmar. Tzu Chi carried out emergency relief and provided rice seeds to the disaster victims. With a grateful heart, the victims put aside a handful of rice each day to help those in greater need.
I don't drink from my milk bottle anymore. I use it to put my rice inside.
The main purpose is to promote the spirit of the bamboo coin bank era and also to let the children learn what is going on in Myanmar. Each day before they cook, the people of Myanmar will set aside a handful of rice to help others in need.
Inspired by the story, the students asked their parents to put a handful of rice into their milk bottles each day. The money raised from the sale of this rice will be donated towards the construction of Tzu Chi's dialysis center and education center.
I will be able to help the suffering people at the dialysis center.
These milk bottles filled with rice are the milk bottles that the students once used.
Most of these children are between 4 and 5 years old and no longer drink from milk bottles. Therefore, as a means to recycle, we ask them to put the rice in their used milk bottles.
When we don't need any more, we shouldn't throw away. We put a handful of rice into our bottles.
The deep and heartfelt gratitude of the Myanmar people has set an example for these children. The precious rice in these milk bottles will become the foundation for Tzu Chi's dialysis center and education center.
Staying in Malaysia, where the teachers at Tzu Chi Kindergarten in Butterworth recently brought their students to a home for the handicapped as a way to help them experience the life of a handicapped person. Through this experience, the children learn to appreciate and treasure their healthy bodies.
Teachers at the Tzu Chi Kindergarten in Butterworth in Penang, Malaysia, brought their 6-year-old students to visit a home for the handicapped as a way to teach them to appreciate the preciousness of life.
The main purpose of this visit is to educate the children to love and care for others. We want the children to understand and be grateful that they have healthy and whole bodies given to them by their parents, then use their healthy bodies to do good deeds.
It was the first time for Wang Yuwen to make friends with a handicapped person. She was afraid at first because she did not know how to interact with them. After interacting with the handicapped children, Yuwen understood that all life should be respected and cherished, and now sincerely shows care and empathy towards the handicapped children.
你会不会想要嘲笑他们？为什么不要嘲笑他们？如果取笑别人，他们会很伤心。取笑别人会很伤心，除了伤心呢？然后他们会觉得自己被人家这样说很难过。我现在。
When I visit there, I'm not scared anymore. We are all the same, just that they were born as healthy. I'm healthy, so I am grateful to my father for giving me a healthy life.
Not everyone was born whole and healthy. Therefore, being given healthy bodies, one should seize every opportunity to love and care for the others. Being able to do so is a blessing for all involved.
Around the world, Tzu Chi volunteers and Tzu Chings can be seen visiting nursing homes to bring joy and laughter to senior residents. Tzu Chi volunteers in Paraguay have been caring for the elderly people at St. Augustine for nearly 10 years. Every visit is like seeing old friends, not only bringing needed supplies, but emotional support as well. Let's first take a look at Tzu Chings in New Zealand who are using their creativity to bring a little of Hawaii to senior home residents.
Spring is in the air in New Zealand, and Tzu Chings have taken the opportunity to get a breath of fresh air and bring their energy to a senior home. Although the seniors are unable to visit Hawaii, Hawaii can be brought to the seniors.
I've been wasting my time at home sleeping. Watching TV.
In other words, you had nothing else to do.
I just want to come here. This is better than going home sleeping, right?
Besides dancing and exercising the body, the mind needs exercise too. Tzu Chi prepared a word game with words related to Hawaii.
She says this is the first time we are here as a group. She hopes that we can come back to bring her more happiness next time.
The time comes to an end too soon for many Tzu Chings, as many vow to return again to spend more time with the seniors. On the other side of the world, Tzu Chi volunteers are also visiting senior homes, bringing joy and laughter as well as much needed supplies. As this is the long-term care facility, seeing those in the blue and white uniform is like seeing old friends. One senior even waves excitedly upon seeing the van approaching.
We have been coming to Ciudad del Este's San Augustine Senior Home for nearly 10 years. When we come here, we don't just bring supplies, but come here to take care of these seniors because we are like one family when we are here.
These young at heart Tzu Chi volunteers lead the senior home residents in song and dance. One Tzu Chi volunteer recently rejoined after a period of chemotherapy.
I've rested a few months, and today is my first time back with the team. I'm enjoying myself as I'm also a senior too.
I'm very glad for Tzu Chi's long-term love for the senior home. You not only bring supplies for us, but also bring us emotional support. We are all united in compassionate care. God will be happy. I also pray to God to give Tzu Chi blessings.
No matter young or old, Tzu Chis or Tzu Chi volunteers, everyone enjoys bringing joy and laughter. A little song, a little dance, it doesn't take much to show someone your care.
In Johannesburg, South Africa, Tzu Chi Collegiate Youth Association has been working in serving the community for over 20 years. Tzu Chi volunteers hope to establish a local Tzu Chi group to join local commissioners in expanding Tzu Chi's mission in their communities. Therefore, a Tzu Chi camp was held.
The local Tzu Chis embrace these children with warmth and passion. Going to the zoo is any child's paradise, but for these children, it was their first time visiting the zoo, and they were over the moon when they saw all the animals.
I feel so proud to be part of Tzu Chi because I learned a lot. The help that I get is not the only support, that other support, but in life, throughout the life, everything I'm learning as a person, I'm growing. That's from Tzu Chi.
Everyone is sitting under the tree, enjoying their lunches that the Tzu Chis prepared for them.
I'd like to thank this opportunity for me having this uniform. It shows that I've been working hard and I appreciate. The camp was fine, everything went well, we enjoyed ourselves and we worked as a team. Thank you to Tzu Chi.
Just like a big family going on an outing, the local Tzu Chis made welcoming posters for the children and discussed the arrangements and itinerary with Tzu Chi volunteers.
All of you here is very important for us.
Combining the power of their kindness, the seminar inspired local Tzu Chis to show care for the less fortunate.
At the end of the show, we return to Malaysia, where tuition assistant program is changing into the new Shoots scholarship program. The purpose of the program is not only to assist students in attending school, but also encourage them to do well. The scholarship award ceremony was held in southern Malaysia to praise 314 students who qualify for this program. That's all the time we have for. Have a good weekend. Goodbye.